The new E-Class is the most innovative business sedan in its class. So a whole raft of new technologies that we have introduced, from safety all the way up to connectivity. And here as an estate, of course, combined with the practicality of the space. So for people with a family, or maybe if you have a lot of hobbies and interests, you want a stylish way to combine functionality with what we consider the best business sedan in the business.
Best forefathers of the E-Class.
Hallo Herr Wittmann. Schön, dass Sie Zeit für uns
Mr.
haben.
Wittmann, the Mercedes-Benz 260D is the forerunner of the E-Class. What's so special about this vehicle? It's the world's first passenger car with a diesel engine. And why was that so special? I mean, today there are diesels everywhere. At that time, installing a diesel engine into a passenger car had two crucial advantages. On the one hand, the engine burned the diesel very efficiently, and back then, diesel was cheaper than gasoline. So with this Mercedes-Benz 260D, the success story of the E-Class began.
The Mercedes-Benz E-Class isn't just a car. It's a saga of luxury and engineering excellence that has captivated drivers for decades. Imagine a vehicle that embodies the perfect blend of style, performance, and innovation, all wrapped up in a sleek, elegant package. That's the E-Class, a true masterpiece from the legendary German automaker Mercedes-Benz. Since its debut in 1953, the E-Class has been the epitome of mid-range luxury in the Mercedes lineup. It offers a dizzying array of engine choices and body styles, ensuring there's an E-Class for every kind of driver. From the stately sedan and the versatile station wagon to the sporty coupe and the exhilarating convertible, the E-Class lineup has always catered to those who demand the best. But the story gets even more fascinating when you dive into its history. Before 1993, the E in the Mercedes-Benz nomenclature stood for Einspritzmotor, which is German for fuel injection engine. This designation first appeared in the early 1960s, marking a significant technological leap as fuel injection systems began to spread across the Mercedes range. By 1993, fuel injection was so ubiquitous in Mercedes engines that the E transformed from a suffix to a prefix, heralding a new era of automotive sophistication. Hence, models were named E220 and so on, and the legend of the E-Class was born. The E-Class isn't just Mercedes-Benz's best-selling model, it's a global phenomenon. By 2015, over 13 million units have been sold, a testament to its enduring appeal. The first series offered an astonishing variety of choices: a 4-door sedan, a 5-door station wagon, a 2-door coupe, and a 2-door convertible. Between 1997 and 2009, the coupe and convertible versions were rebranded as the Mercedes-Benz CLT-Class, blending the compactness of the C-Class with the grandeur and powertrains of the E-Class. This trend continued with the C207 E-Class coupe and convertible, sold alongside the W212 E-Class sedan and wagon. Fast forward to the 2017 model year, and the E-Class lineup became even more unified and sophisticated. All body styles, from the sedan to the convertible, now share the same advanced W213 platform. This latest incarnation of the E-Class combines cutting-edge technology with timeless design, ensuring that it remains at the forefront of automotive excellence. The Mercedes-Benz E-Class, renowned for its size and durability, has made its mark across various market segments. Beyond being a preferred choice for personal cars, its robust design has led it to become a staple in European taxi fleets and a go-to for special-purpose vehicles, including police cars and ambulances, directly modified from the factory. The W120 of 1953. The tale of the Mercedes-Benz, the W120 and W121 sedans is a significant chapter in the annals of automotive history. These inline four-cylinder vehicles, crafted by Daimler-Benz, bear witness to an era of innovation and craftsmanship. The saga commenced in 1953 when Mercedes-Benz unveiled the 120, a sedan initially equipped with the 1.8-liter M136 engine. This model, known as the Mercedes-Benz 180, remained in production until 1962. In 1954, Mercedes-Benz extended the W120 line to include a diesel variant, aptly named the Mercedes-Benz 180D, heralding a new dawn in automotive engineering. In 1956, the W121 was introduced, bearing the mantle of the Mercedes-Benz 190 and powered by the 1.9-liter M121 engine. This lineage grew in 1958 with the addition of the OM621 engine, birthing the Mercedes-Benz 190D, a model that graced the roads until 1961. These venerable models earned the moniker Ponton, a homage to the pontoon styling trend of the time, which elegantly melded the hood, body, fenders, and running boards into a unified, streamlined form. This design philosophy was a hallmark of mid-20th century automotive aesthetics. The W120 and its kin, the more luxurious and extended wheelbase W128 Model 220, which featured a 2.2-liter inline six-cylinder engine, were central to Mercedes-Benz's production efforts. Together, these models comprised a staggering 80% of the company's car production between 1953 and 1959, underscoring their monumental impact. The saga of the Mercedes-Benz W110, introduced in 1961, marks a significant chapter in the history of mid-size automobiles during the 1960s. This model was part of the prestigious Fintail, Heckfloss in German series, initially brought to life with the six-cylinder Mercedes W111 in 1959. The 110 made its debut in April 1961, offering engines like the 1.9 liters MUN21 gasoline and the 2.0 liters OM621 diesel inline-four. It launched as the 190C and 190D sedans, effectively replacing the W120 180C/180DC and W121 190/190D. The first series. The initial series of the 110, known as the 190C and 190DC, were in production from 1961 to 1965. These models replaced the less expensive four-cylinder sedans 121 180C/180 and W121 190/190DD. The D denoted the diesel engine, a technology championed by Mercedes-Benz despite initial skepticism from the motoring press. The 110's body was derived from the W111 series, albeit with a shorter nose and round headlights, evoking the front-end appearance of the 120/121 Ponton models. The rear end was identical to the W111 220B, which was the base model of the W111 series. The interior and dimensions were also similar to the 111 220B, but with fewer luxuries such as fixed back seats and bakelite trim instead of wood. These characteristics, coupled with smaller, more fuel-efficient engines, made the 190C and 190DC popular, especially among taxi drivers. The production numbers reflected this popularity, with the 190DC outpacing the petrol 190 by nearly 100,000 units. The second series. The second series of W110 cars, produced from 1965 to 1968, included the 200, 200D, and 230 models. These models replaced the earlier 190C and 190DC. The 200 featured an increased bore, twin carburetors, and a 1988 displacement. The diesel 200D maintained the same displacement as the 190DC, but improved its engine with a 5-main bearing crankshaft. The second series featured subtle visual changes, such as relocated front indicators, squared-off taillights, and revised chrome trim. Interior upgrades included reclining front seats and, in the 230 model, a standard central armrest in the back seat. By late 1967, models were further updated with collapsible steering columns, interior enhancements, and other safety features to meet new American regulations. Production of the second series concluded in January 1968, coinciding with the introduction of the 115, 220, and 220D. The estate car. An estate version of the W110, the 230S, was introduced in 1965. Although it achieved modest success in markets like Germany, Belgium, and the UK, it was a notable addition. This variant was the result of a conversion by the Belgian company Société Anonyme pour l'Importation des Moteurs et d'Automobiles, IMA, which also assembled the saloon versions from CKD kits. The Mercedes-Benz W110 and its derivatives not only symbolized engineering excellence, but also showcased the brand's commitment to safety and innovation. These models laid the groundwork for the enduring legacy of the E-Class, making them pivotal in the history of Mercedes-Benz. The Mercedes-Benz W114 and W115 represent a fascinating chapter in automotive history, capturing the essence of 1960s and 1970s engineering and design. Introduced in 1968, these front-engine, rear-drive sedans and coupes, styled by the renowned Paul Bracq, succeeded the W110 models and were produced until 1976 when the W123 series took over. Design and market distinction. The W114 and W115 models were differentiated by their engines. W114s were equipped with 6-cylinder engines, while W100 and 15s featured 4-cylinder engines. The model names reflected these distinctions. W114s were marketed as the 230, 250, and 280, while W115s were labeled as the 200, 220, 230, and 240, with diesel models carrying the D designation. This nomenclature strategy made it easy for customers to identify the engine type and size. Engineering innovations. The W114 and W115 were the first post-war Mercedes-Benz models to feature a newly engineered suspension system. This new suspension design, which included semi-trailing rear arms and a ball-joint front end, marked a departure from previous models and would be used in Mercedes passenger cars until the advent of multi-link rear suspensions in the 1980s. Historical significance. Positioned below the S-Class, the W114 and W115 series were Mercedes-Benz mid-sized sedans. They were notable for introducing Mercedes' first 5-cylinder diesel engine, the OM617. The design by Paul Bracq, who was also responsible for the iconic grosser Mercedes-Benz 600, set a new direction for Mercedes styling. In 1969, Mercedes-Benz introduced a coupe variant of the W114, which featured a longer boot lid and was available with either a 2.5 or 2.8-liter 6-cylinder engine. This coupe offered a pillarless design, allowing for a fully open window configuration, though it was not a convertible. Despite its elegance, it was generally less expensive than the sporty Mercedes SL models. Production and popularity. The W114/W115 models were immensely popular, with a total production of 1,852,008 saloons and 67,048 coupes. The robust and reliable W115, especially the 240D, became famous for its durability. A notable example is the 1976 Mercedes-Benz 240D owned by Greek taxi driver Gregorios Sakinidis, which clocked an astonishing 4.6 million kilometers, earning it a place in the Mercedes-Benz Museum. Facelift and innovations. In 1973, the W114/W115 series received a facelift. This update included a lower bonnet line, a broader grille, a single front bumper, and lower headlamp placement. Other changes included the removal of quarter windows in the front doors, ribbed taillights to minimize dirt accumulation, and larger side mirrors. The interior saw the addition of inertia reel seat belts and a new padded steering wheel with a distinctive four-hole design. The W114/W115 also featured technological advancements such as the Bosch V-Jetronic electronic fuel injection system, first introduced in the 250 CE in 1969. This was a groundbreaking development for Mercedes-Benz at the time. Additionally, the models included the center console, another first for Mercedes saloons. North American market. In North America, diesel variants such as the 220D, 240D, and 300D were introduced. These models featured unique sealed beam headlights and larger bumpers to comply with U.S. regulations. The diesel models were particularly popular, known for their reliability and fuel efficiency. The W114 and W115 series were pivotal in setting new standards for Mercedes-Benz, both in terms of design and engineering. They laid the groundwork for the future development of Mercedes mid-sized sedans, blending innovation with classic design elements that continue to influence the brand's vehicles today. The Mercedes-Benz W123, a legacy of engineering excellence. The Mercedes-Benz W123 stands as a monumental achievement in automotive history, representing a pinnacle of engineering, reliability, and design that resonated across the globe. Produced from November 1975 to January 1986, this range of executive cars surpassed the success of its predecessor, the W114, becoming the most successful Mercedes-Benz model to date with 2.7 million units sold. Initially, the W123 saw a slow production buildup, but it quickly gained immense popularity. Customers faced a wait of 9 to 12 months for delivery, a testament to its desirability. This high demand even led to the emergence of a black market, where slightly used W123s commanded a premium of about 5,000 Deutschmarks over their original sale price. The W123 quickly earned a reputation for being well-built and reliable. Its robust construction made it a favorite among taxi companies, particularly in Germany, where it was a common sight. These vehicles were known for their longevity, often reaching 500,000 to 1 million kilometers with minimal mechanical issues. As they reached the end of their service life, many W123s found a second life in Africa and other developing regions, valued for their durability and ability to handle rough roads with minimal maintenance. Production of the W123 ended in January 1986, with the final 63T models rolling off the assembly line. Among the most popular models were the 240D, 455,000 built, the 230E, 442,000 built, and the 200D, 378,000 built. The W123 shared many technical similarities with its predecessors, including engines, steering, and suspension systems, but featured updated styling cues from the larger W116. These included wider ribbed taillights, horizontal headlamps, front turn signal indicators on the outer edge, and pull-to-open door handles. The interior was also revamped with a larger instrument panel, central round ventilation outlets, and an HVAC control panel. The instrument panel featured 3 large gauges behind a single plastic cover, and the HVAC controls included large dials for temperature and fan speed. Models with optional air conditioning had an additional temperature roll dial. The W123 also boasted larger round headlamps and a diffusing lens with rectangular headlamps on the 280, 280D, and Coupe models. Following Mercedes-Benz tradition, model designations corresponded to engine displacement, chassis type, fuel type, and the availability of a fuel injection system. C for Coupe. T for Tourismus und Transport, which is a state or station wagon. D for diesel. E for Einspritzung, which is fuel injection. Lang for long wheelbase models. Chassis codes included W123 for the saloon/sedan, S123 for the estate/station wagon, C123 for the coupe, V123 for the long wheelbase saloon/sedan, F123 for the chassis used in ambulances and other conversions. Model variations. Saloon W123. Launched on January 29, 1976, this four-door version became a cornerstone of the W123 lineup. Coupe C123. Introduced in the spring of 1977, it featured a shortened wheelbase and was available in various engine configurations. Limousine V123. Available from August 1976, this long wheelbase version offered seating for 7 to 8 passengers. Chassis F12, used for custom conversions such as ambulances and hearses. Estate S123, introduced in 1977. This was Mercedes-Benz's first factory-built estate, marking a significant milestone for the brand. The convertible versions. While Mercedes-Benz did not produce a factory convertible version of the W123, several external companies created their own. Notably, Crayford in the UK produced the Street Trobes models, and Nico Michaels in New York offered conversions. In Hagen, Germany, the Bayer company produced cabrio versions of the C123 Coupe until 2016. The Mercedes-Benz W124, manufactured by Daimler-Benz from 1984 to 1997, comprised a diverse range of executive cars. Despite being collectively referred to as the W124, each body style had its own internal chassis designation, including Saloon W124, Estate S124, Coupe C124, Cabriolet A124, Limousine V124, rolling chassis. Starting in 1993, the 124 series transitioned to being officially marketed as the E-Class. It succeeded the 123 series and was eventually succeeded by the W210 E-Class and the C208 CLK class in 1997. In North America, the W124 debuted in November 1985 as a 1986 model and remained in the market until the 1995 model year. Series production began in November 1984, with the press presentation in Seville, Spain in November 1984 and European market deliveries starting in January 1985. The historical development of the W124 platform traces back to the planning stages in the autumn of 1976 under the guidance of Hans Scherenberg. The program officially began in July 1977, with development led by Werner Breitschwert. After several design iterations, testing, and engineering sign-off, pilot production commenced in March 1984. Technologically, the W124 was groundbreaking, featuring innovations such as aerodynamic body design, self-leveling suspension, and pioneering alloy wheels. Its engineering advancements, like the multi-link rear axle and advanced suspension systems, set new standards in automotive technology. The W124 also introduced several ergonomic features, including optional rear headrests and a sensor-controlled rear door for reduced cabin noise. The estate models, known as S124, offered versatile seating configurations and cargo solutions. Model designations vary over the years, ranging from pre-facelift models like 200 and 300 series to facelifted models like E200 and E320. These models encompassed a wide range of engine options and configurations, catering to various markets and preferences. The transition to the E-Class name commenced with the updated W124 in 1993, marking the shift from the previous naming convention. Diesel variants remained the fuel-efficient choice, while V8 gasoline engines, introduced after 1992, elevated power outputs. Sedans/saloons with V8 engines were labeled 400E/500E until 1993, becoming E420/E500 thereafter. Similarly, 3.0-liter models were rebranded as E320 with the new 3.2-liter M104 engines. The fourth generation, W212, succeeding the W211 in 2009, saw significant advancements in technology and design. The facelift in 2013 introduced substantial styling revisions, improved fuel economy, and updated safety features, including singular front lights with integrated LED DRLs. Despite not being a new model, the W212 facelift was a significant refresh, representing a substantial investment by Daimler. The Mercedes-Benz E-Class C207/A207 comprises coupe and convertible models based on the W204 C-Class sedan chassis. Produced from 2008 to 2017, it succeeded the previous C209/A209 CLK class. Available in two-door coupe, C207, and two-door convertible, A207, body styles, these models did not include high-performance Mercedes-AMG variants, unlike their predecessor. The E350 and E400 coupe models offered all-wheel drive Ford Métier variants starting in 2012. Sharing its platform with the W204 C-Class sedan, the C207/A207 E-Class featured identical wheelbases and similar axle track lengths. While the W212 E-Class sedan was manufactured at the Sindelfingen plant, the E-Class C207 coupe was produced in Bremen alongside the W204 C-Class. Early petrol models were branded as CGI Blue EFFICI ANTY, except for the E300 Blue EFFICI ANTY and E500. Subsequently, with the introduction of the Mercedes 7G-tronic automatic transmission, models dropped the CGI moniker, along with the Blue EFFICI name, after the 2013 facelift. Diesel models with the 9-speed automatic transmission were labeled Blue TCC instead of CDI Blue EFFICI NCY, and facelifted models were simply referred to as CDI or Blue TEC. Initially intended to carry on the CLK name, Mercedes-Benz opted for E-Class branding during development. The fifth generation Mercedes-Benz E-Class, designated W213, made its debut at the 2016 North American International Auto Show. Drawing inspiration from both the larger W222 S-Class and the smaller W205 C-Class, this iteration featured a curvier and more flowing design compared to its predecessor, the W212 E-Class. One significant update in the W213 E-Class was the transition to inline six-cylinder engines from the previous V6 engines, alongside the introduction of a new generation of four-cylinder diesel engines, OM 654, and existing four-cylinder petrol engines. Technological advancements in the W213 E-Class included the integration of the latest autonomous driving technology for highway speeds. Capable of piloting itself up to speeds of 130 miles per hour, 210 kilometers/8, for up to 2 minutes, this system utilized a sophisticated array of motion sensors, radars, and cameras to scan the road ahead, with the requirement for the driver's hands to be on the wheel at all times. This feature was also present in the fourth generation Mercedes-AMG E63 model. In 2020, Mercedes-Benz introduced a facelift for the W213 E-Class, further refining its design and features. The sixth generation Mercedes-Benz E-Class, known as the W214, encompasses a trio of body styles: the sedan, W214, Estate, 214, and all-terrain Estate, X214. Produced by the Mercedes-Benz Group since May 2, 2023, This lineup is exclusively available in mild hybrid and plug-in hybrid variants. The E-Class debuted in the UK in August 2023, with estate variants slated for release in December 2023, all designated for model years starting in 2024. Continuing the tradition of previous generations, the W214 will include a long wheelbase model internally designated as the V214, succeeding the V213. This model will be assembled and sold locally at the Mercedes-Benz factory in Beijing, China. Constructed on the rear-wheel drive-based MRAQ, modular rear architecture, platform shared with the W206C class and the W223S class, the W214 was unveiled on April 25, 2023. Compared to its predecessor, it has grown in every dimension, being 26 mm longer, 28 mm wider, and 12 mm taller, with a 22 mm longer wheelbase. The estate model has also seen increases in length, width, and height by 4 mm, 28 mm, and 22 mm, respectively, along with a 22 mm longer wheelbase and a 10 mm increase in boot space. The design, led by Gordon Wagener, involved sketches by Bastian Body, Michael Frey, and Robert Lesnick, while Torben Yu handled the lights and Andries Frank designed the interior. As of Q4 2023, available model configurations include petrol mild hybrid, petrol plug-in hybrid, diesel mild hybrid, and diesel plug-in hybrid options.